big one.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you got to deal. You got to deal with Tony Tost. You got to deal with Jason Papich. I mean, this is one loaded show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is.
I mean, you got Papich, who's been running back east all year for the past couple years. He makes a couple trips out here back to his home area, and Bud Nationals is always one of them.
So here's for this year so far, for me coming up, and Dom and the Moxie crew from the Pacific Northwest, the storyline for us. Okay, so they're bringing 4 cars.
Yeah.
Google and I's bringing 4 cars. Okay, so the big storyline. Look at that Corvette. Oh my goodness.
That would be a Stingray.
That is gorgeous, is what that is. You hear that thing? Side pipes and all, Dom.
Yep.
There goes James Bond.
I love it. So the big storyline for me personally, and I know you guys are kind of watching this too. Given what took place just about 5 weeks ago at Willamette Speedway, we had a doubleheader that weekend when Tony Tost and Jason Papich showed up and swept the weekend. Okay? You heard me say it on West Coast Wide Open after that happened. I said they didn't light a fire under Joey Tanner. They blew up a nuclear bomb. Joey Tanner is on a mission. He's here to win this deal. It's for him. It's you know how he rolls. He's going to leave it all on the track.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be nothing left when he rolls out of here. He's going to give 1,000%, and Toast and Papich are going to do the same.
He's going to leave 111% on the track.
There's no doubt.
No pun intended to the race.
That is going to be, for me, that's going to be one of the things I watch play out this weekend because I know what those guys have done with that kid.
All you guys from the PNW, you're not coming down here to finish second. Are you kidding me?
I'm coming down because
they're coming down to take over California.
That's right. We went up there and spanked them on their big race. They want to come down and return the favor.
Exactly.
Man, and there's some guys looking for some redemption, I'll tell you that. There is.
Oh, absolutely.
Colin Weinbarger looking to back up his win in the modified last year here at the Budweiser Nationals. That was one of his bigger wins of his career. He went to Boone this year. Him and Gray Ferranda, who's in the house this weekend, they went to Boone. They're heading down to Vegas. They're going to be running the deal down in Arizona. I mean, these guys they just got back from Batesville, Arkansas. I mean, These guys are all over the place trying to get as much racing in as they can. And they're, Dom, they're heavy hitters.
Yeah, they certainly are. And it's kind of funny about this weekend. I actually considered bringing a car. Then I realized or as my girlfriend said, I'm not that good of a driver. So we probably figure it's probably not a good thing.
She's still his girlfriend.
Actually,
from what I understand with the drive down here, you almost had a race car from what I understand, man. You qualified.
That thing's slow. That thing is driving me nuts. Oh, I drive a supercharged Ford as a daily driver, so that was.
So you were in a Chevy. That's why I was slow. I got you.
I'm a Chevy guy, but that thing was slug.
I know why he didn't bring his race car. He couldn't put it in the overhead.
Yeah, that's why.
Right.
Couldn't put it on the party
It's a
plane.
little too big.
We consider driving.
So we know we've got Ferrando and Weinbarger. We've got that's heavy hitters in the modifieds. But you got Dotson and you got Laney and you got Hogue and you've got
Sanders, Heckman.
I mean, we've
Pounds.
got Pounds. I mean, you're
Sawyer.
talking Robbie Sawyer. You never take your eyes off Robbie Sawyer. You don't know what he's going to do. He is, I think, as far as you want to watch a driver that is just 100% pure excitement, you want to get your money's worth, keep your eyes on that 198. He's going to give you a show.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to give you a show.
And there's another guy that's upcoming, and he's really on top of his game, and he's changed the whole program, and his car is the 2J of Justin Schweitzer.
Justin Schweitzer.
Oh, yeah.
Another hot shoe. You got to have to watch this guy.
And he's been improving drastically throughout the year. He was, based on the beginning of the season to the end, he's improved over a second off of his time. This past race that we had compared to the first race that he had this season. So he's moving that thing, making it faster, making it handle better, improving his quality of driving, not just driving it in, slinging it in, whatever happens.
Right.
He's getting a whole lot more technical, a whole lot more cerebral behind the wheel. And it's
and I've watched him improve over the last couple of years as well. Yes. I mean, he's truly going to be a good talent. So we talk about the late models and we talk about the modifieds and we get all pumped up. I can't wait to watch my favorite class down here.
The hobby stock.
Yeah, that's right. I can't wait to watch these guys, man.
And you know what? That this year, I guarantee you, it's going to be more exciting than it was last year. So many people have been trying to contact me on social media. wanting to know what do we got to do to our cars to change them. We want to come run the Budweiser Nationals. So I think we might see a couple of semis this year.
Man,
Well, that was our other problem. I didn't know what class I could even run in.
Yeah, that was a big thing with the PNW is a lot of your cars, weight jacks,
right,
modified firewalls, stuff like that, prevented you from running hobbies. You'd have to run in what's considered our Pro Stock division, which is basically about a 7-year-old late model.
Yeah,
right.
Which now you're too advanced for one class, not advanced
like
for
our
another.
Super sports,
yeah, you're stuck right in the middle. See, that's one thing I want to see. I want to see your super sports with the wedge on the side.
The big sideboard.
Come down here and challenge our pro stocks to do the same thing.
Now that would be something good.
That would be sick.
I think, okay, it might be fairly close on night 1. Night number 2, when the track goes slick, the super sport cars would eat them up.
You got to remember about asphalt slicks. They're set up.
Well, that's what I want to see is our guys go to the asphalt slicks with the sideboard and go up there and run, and then you guys come back down and run. Oh, my gosh, that would
I would love a Super Sport West Coast
I'm
challenge.
getting goose pimples watching, just talking about that stuff, man.
Brian, you've seen the videos of these cars.
Yes.
From we're talking about the ones down up in the Pacific Northwest with the big sideboards and old school outlaw type racing. You know, I mean, some of these guys are running wedge noses, the decks are, these cars are wide and the decks are fairly high, and I mean, there's no tops, so you get on that downforce and they drive the cars in and throw them in with that sideboard catches that air. On this track at Bakersfield, it would with the asphalt style slick on night number 2, it would be incredible.
Yes.
When was the last time you guys ran boards here at Bakersfield?
Oh, shoot. It's probably been maybe 10, 15, 20 years.
I was about to say, it's been about 2 decades.
I bet it's been,
since I've seen one out here.
Because I know that Willamette Speedway, even into the 90s, late 90s, we were still running sideboards on the super late models where we had what we called, look at that 67. Incredible 67 Camaro right there. We had, in the late 90s at our track, what is now called the super late model was called outlaw late models. Okay. Our cars, we had guys running 410 fuel-injected sprint cars. The cars weighed 2,000 pounds, no tops, wedge noses, sideboards that were 65 inches off the ground.
Wow.
The cars up until the late 90s, we were allowed 83 inches wide. Okay. 83 inches. Now a super late model is 72 across the rear spoiler and 76 at the widest point across the middle.
Wow. 80.
It
Man.
was insanity. Okay.
Man, oh, man.
Complete insanity. I would love to see something like that on this track. I mean, unfortunately, those days are part of the past.
Yeah.
But what we have with the super late models on this tricky technical service of Bakersfield Speedway, man, I get excited for this show.
Well, you look at the track the past couple times, and you brought out Dom last year, and you look, the track's black. It's taking on rubber. We're like, no, that's fresh.
That's just
no
winter.
way. And you go out and you step on it, and your shoe almost gets stuck. And you're like, how is that possible?
But at the end of the night, it's shiny and looks wet because the track is so slick. Talking with Scott, that's a very unique clay.
Yes.
I mean, I've been to racetracks all over the country, and I will tell you, and I mean this, Bakersfield Speedway has the most unique surface I have ever seen. That clay comes down off the grapevine. It's where they're hauling that stuff out of, and they're bringing it in and putting it out. I mean, and what Scott does in the off season, plants the grass.
Plants
I mean,
the grass,
there's very few tracks that do that around the country, and your off season is very, very short down here.
Yep.
You guys stop racing in November?
November 17th will be our last race.
November 17th, and you start back up in the middle of February?
March.
First week of March.
First week of March.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a really short off season.
Yeah.
We're off 6 months in the
Well,
P&W.
it seems like it's short maybe to you, but not to us.
Right. Not to
Seems
us.
long to us.
But the good part about it for us is we have Vegas in December, Arizona in January.
Yep.
Right.
Then we take, the 1 month off to kind of recuperate and plan our track, and then we're back at it. You guys, you get out there in November, December, January, February, you're still using snorkels to walk down the street.
Pretty much. Flip-flops and flippers. Yeah, we got to get around somehow.
Hey.
It rains a lot up where we're from.
Yep.
But you guys don't have that problem, but that can be a problem.
Now, up there in the P&W, if you want to keep that summer tan, all you got to do is head over to Jetstream Aqua Massage and Tan and get yourself a nice tan going.
That's right.
Year-round.
That's right. What are your expectations of the Budweiser Nationals this year, Brian?
Nothing but excitement. It's like you said. one of the races that a lot of people look forward to, they get excited about. I'm excited about it right now. I couldn't even focus on my work today at work because I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And everybody asked me because we just hired a mechanic, and he's a car owner, and he told me, Dave, Brian, I need to ask you a question. We didn't get all our motor parts. We'll get them tomorrow. What's going to happen if we come Saturday? I said, you're just going to have to tag the back of the Consi. Then if there's several of them, you're going to have to qualify, and then make it to the big show.
That's the hard way to do it.
And he has a very good driver who is patient. It's the cannibal of Eric Simmenthal. And I said, you got a good driver, he can make it. So
yeah, Simmenthal, if anybody in that class can make it through without running on Friday, Eric's got a great chance of doing it. He's very smooth,
patient.
very patient, and he's very calculated at everything he does.
I use the word methodical.
There you go. Absolutely.
You know, one of the young guys down here I like to watch. You know, I like to watch these kids come through the ranks and get better and better and better. But one of the kids that I really enjoy watching down here is Nicholas Johnson.
Not in American stock this year. He is moved up to a hobby stock.
And
he's been winning races in a hobby stock.
That does not surprise me. I've watched it now from the first year I came down here. I think he was 14, and he actually won the Budweiser Nationals in the American stocks.
Yeah.
And we had the Cadillac, and you know,
there's plenty
he
of
was
Cadillacs
slinging
still.
that sucker around. But he came up because I think it was it you, Brian, that set that interview up with Nicholas that first year I came down?
Yeah, it might have been.
I think it was you. And I'm sitting there waiting for Nicholas Johnson to show up, and we're talking about the Budweiser Nationals on the mic, and we're working with the crowd, having a good time. And there's this kid standing there. I'm thinking, who's this kid?
He wants a sticker or something?
He's got the long curly. I mean, this kid looked like he belonged on a surfboard on Huntington Beach, not a dirt track in Bakersfield. And someone says, "Hey, this is Nicholas Johnson." I was like, "What? You're
where's
Nicholas
your dad?
Johnson?" Yeah. And he came up, and I'll tell you, the kid is well spoken. Did a great interview. Okay. Speaks well and drives well, and is just knowing his history. You know, he started so young, and watching him come up, it's kind of a fun deal for me. I only get to see him run once a year.
Well, you got to understand. Look at the family he come from.
How many cars do they have at the track?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8?
maybe 8. Yeah.
8, sometimes 9.
The Johnson family shows up. I mean, they got everybody.
Yeah, we got Michael, Kevin.
Oh yeah, I didn't count them. I'm sorry. Michael, Kevin, Chad.
Tyler,
Tina,
Nicholas, Cody,
and then I think there's Ethan Johnson too.
Ethan Johnson. Then they've got the little cars too. They've got one of
That's
those
amazing.
now. So
Yeah,
I think that's rite of passage in that family. You know, when you were growing up, you used to get hand-me-downs. Now you get hand-me-down race cars in the Johnson family.
Man.
Hey, I would love a hand-me-down race car. I wouldn't complain.
Speaking of Nicholas Johnson moving up to the hobby stocks, him and his brother Tyler. Cody this year ran hobby stocks, finished 1 and 2 in points, with Cody winning it, and
how many wins apiece?
They were very close. I think it was like 3 and 2.
I think Nicholas missed a few because of grades or something, and then that's where Cody got him.
Yeah.
Wow!
But they're very competitive, and they are both well spoken, and just great all around kids. You know,
they really are.
Yeah.
Impressed with
their
Nicholas.
driving ethics are professional. I tell you.
That's the biggest thing.
And you'll notice a big difference with Nick this year than you have in the past. He's gotten a lot more patient.
Yes,
There's been a lot of times that you've watched with the American stock, he kind of throws it in and just sets it and goes, okay, hope for the best. Now you'll see him set up drivers more. Yep. He's learned that from the guys, mainly because his brother told him the first time you hit me, I'm going to take you out.
So he'll think about it before. He'll say, okay, well, I'll give it another lap, and then I'll make my pass. And he does, don't he?
Oh, yeah. And he's done it a few times, and he's done it.
Well, this is the big one. This is the one everybody wants. We'll see how that family feud plays out here at the Budweiser Nationals. Because I think everything's going to be out the window.
There can only be one winner.
Yeah, this year, running in hobby stocks, they only run one night. So there's only one winner.
Right.
Yeah, because they do
American stocks.
They do their heats,
Yep.
and the qualifier main for their starting positions, and then
On Friday.
they're set for their main event. Yeah,
And then we do sub-mains on Saturday, and
that's it.
then the A-main. So
it's either you get in or you don't get in. So
yeah, you get in Friday night, or you're going to be working your
Pack
tail
it up
off
and head
Saturday.
home. Yep.
Or you're going to work your tail off Saturday to try to make it.
Man, and that's a tough deal.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's so exciting to watch.
Yes.
How could you not come to the Bakersfield Speedway and not enjoy them guys, busting each other up to get into one of the biggest races ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely I do. One thing that as